I'm going to run through some ways that you can add a chatbot to your website for free. Chatbots are great because they can massively increase the conversions, especially during a launch or from a sales page, and they can just increase the conversations that you have from your website. So I'm going to use a tool called Tawk.to, Tawk.to, and you can set up an account for free with them. So if I click on Get Started, it's going to run us through some account creation options. Okay, so once I've got those set up, I'm going to go in. It tells me it's creating my profile, and now it's going to walk me through a wizard. So I want to set up live chat on my site, and it's going to ask me what my URL is. I'm going to set it up on this test site here. So I'm going to grab the URL, come back, and this is what I'm going to add in here. And I'm going to keep it straightforward. Let's just do this. And now we can customize it. So we saw what it looked like on the front page, and that might not be what we're wanting. So we can change anything in here in terms of the color that's going to show up on the widget. And over here on the right-hand side, we have a preview. So we can change this to any colors that we want. Let's say we want to go with a kind of an orange color. This is looking fine. So I'm going to run with this color here. So orange is good. And I can change the welcome message if I want to. So it might be, how can I help? These are suggested messages so that when someone comes to the chatbot, they can just click on this and it asks the question. So for me, I might say, I need help with my website. And so now we can see that as an option. If you want to add a message in here, you can add another one. And I'm just going to delete that. So you can also add your logo in here. And I'm not going to go ahead and add that now, but you can add a square logo in there. Once you've got that, you can then just click on to next. And then this is where you can either add the widget using this code onto your website, or if you're using WordPress, which is what I am, we can go to the dashboard and we can add it as a plugin. So if I come to add the plugin and I just search for Tawk, it's going to bring it up. So I can install it and then I can activate it. Now I'm happy to do that. I can see it's a pretty reputable one. And now that it's active, I can go to my settings and it will ask me to have verified my my email address, which I haven't done yet. Okay, so I've come back here to select the property because it's refreshed. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to use the selected widget. So it's added it successfully. If I go back to the dashboard, I'm going to click on verify again. And now it should grab that connection because I've connected it all up and verified everything. Okay, so once it's verified, then we can see the entire dashboard. And what we want to do is have a look at some of the settings that we can change over here. So we can change things like the sound notifications. And if I just show you what it looks like at the front end now that it's active, you'll see, so this is like a test site. You'll see it shows up here on the right-hand side. And we've got that preview of some of these questions. And if I wanted to click on this, then if I want to start a conversation as a user and I click on this, we get this really loud alarm and it rings 5 times, but we're going to change it in the dashboard. So under here, under manage sounds and notifications, we're going to change it from that cell phone ring. We're going to put it to something. I like the digital warble, and I definitely don't want it ringing 5 times. So I'm just going to change it so that it's 1 time, and then I'm going to save it, because that 5 times with that cell phone is like horrendous. There's lots of other settings that you can change in here, but the new chat is just this digital warble now, and you can change any of the other ones, the messages, etc. So I'm going to close out of this, and I'm also going to look at some of the other settings that we have access to. So up here, under administration, we have some of the main settings. We can also set a property image if you want. It gives you some size options. And then under the channels, we've got these chat widget appearances. Now we set some of these up right at the beginning, but we can change some of them again. So under advanced, we can see this preview. So this is what it looks like on our site. And this little icon here, which they call an attention grabber, we can change it if we want to, or we can disable it. So if I look in the gallery, we've got loads of other options. So we could just have a let's chat and it does this, but actually I prefer it to just be a bubble. And we've got what it looks like on desktop, what it looks like on mobile. We can change where it's going to appear on the page. I'm just going to leave it as it is. I think that's okay like that. So I'm going to save that and then escape out of it. So there's plenty of other options that you can go ahead and switch out, things like time zones, but the knowledge base for Tawk.to is actually really comprehensive. But then once you've got it all set up exactly as you're wanting it, and you're happy with how it looks, so let's just close this down. And if I hit refresh, we're going to see now when it shows up on the page, it's just showing up as this little bubble. And now, once people have started conversations, this is where you're going to find them. We can also go through this checklist. So we've signed up, we've created a property. You can invite members, which are other agents that you can ask to be managing some of your chats. You can take the dashboard tour. So this is quite a good idea because things are hidden around on the dashboard. So I'm just going to say no thanks for the moment, but you can go ahead and do that. And you can watch the demo. And we've customized the widget. So there's other things that we can do, create the shortcut. We can check out your inbox, set up a knowledge base. So a knowledge base is where you can give people access to articles. So if there's like really commonly asked questions, you could give people access to that knowledge base right from the outset. So if you're not available, if there's nobody online, then they can go ahead and access them there. And so you can go through all of these, this entire checklist, make sure that you're fully set up to get everything up and running as you're needing it. And then once everything is up and running, you'll get some statistics over here that can be really useful for you in terms of understanding who's visiting the site and the chats that are being opened. And you get metrics that are going to compare things from last week to this week. So go ahead and take the tour because I think you're going to find it really useful. But remember that you can find most of the settings to administer your actual site and the look and feel of your site from these settings options here.